You better keep your hand on them knees and live what you saying on them knees. Real talk. 1, 2, 3.
The hottest beef going on right now is Drake versus Jay. I don't even know if I consider it a beef, but it all started when Drake had a little interview with Rolling Stone where he came not only at Hov, but Chance the Rapper, ignorant comments of people he has no reason to go after, and he said that Jay can't go 4 bars without saying something about art, and that's corny. From the root of the issue, where does Drake get off? What gives him the reason to comment on something like this? Why would he even have an input on somebody that's influenced him for so long? We've heard multiple times Drake say, quote unquote, Jay is one of his influences. He is blessed to have him on stage with him. He got him on Pound Cake, more than one record, in which obviously Hov absolutely destroys him lyrically. But the point is he was able to bless him with the presence on the mic. Now, why would you come out and say something about the way somebody raps? And there's more than one issue with that, and that's you are talking about somebody, talk about art, and that's corny. When you're a rap star yourself, I wouldn't even call you a rap star, you're more of a singer than a rap star, and you sing about not only girls, but money. You jump out of a white Bentley Rolls in the We Start From The Bottom video looking corny as hell with your all white outfit on. You talk about money constantly. You talk about whips, talk about cribs, cigars, all that bullshit, but you think it's corny when Hov drops lines about art. Now you gotta understand one thing, Hov is almost 50 years old. This man is talking about something that he's growing to collect. He's acting his age. He likes artwork. Basquiat, a black artist, changed artwork for history. Now he buys these paintings because he's in that tax bracket. He's got that bread. Maybe if Drizzy had the bread in order to buy these artworks, he would. Instead, he's got to rap about his new Bugatti or whatever gifts Nicki Minaj is buying him. Now Hov came out with "We Made It," a little response to it. You know, Drizzy didn't put nothing on Wax at first, but he made a comment about him in one of the biggest publications there is for music overall. And on the track, Jay Electronica freestyle over old Soulja Boy beat. Not only does he go ham on the whole motherfucking verse, ends it with 5% type shit, kings and queens, Michael Jordan rings, massacres the joint. He says his bar, sorry Mrs. Drizzy for all that, so much art talk. I actually like to rap about shit that I really bought. Sorry, Mrs. Drizzy. He's rapping about shit that he really bought. While y'all rappers rapping about guns that y'all ain't shot. Drake has lines in his music where he talks about shooting guns. He doesn't talk about it a lot. He's usually doing his little singy-sing thing about females, which, you know, he can't even hit high notes. He's not a singer, in my opinion. His whole persona is whack as hell. But I saw the MTV Cribs. We all did. His little Degrassi crib. Lived with his Ma Dukes in Toronto. Beautiful house. When he's in the house, he's showing his little CD collection. I want to be a rapper this. I want to be a rapper that. He's got Jay-Z in the collection of CDs. And don't act like if you go through his catalog, if I'm even going to call it a catalog, that he doesn't say bars about motherfucking guns or hood connections. And we know that's not from when he was a kid because he was on Degrassi, TV star, with bread, in Toronto, living in the suburbs. And then on top of that, he says, no new friends, no new friends. So really the only new friends you have are the gang affiliates that you have the ability to talk about. So don't say no new friends, fuck a fake friend, where your real friends at, when that's the only gang affiliation you could possibly have. So if you want to talk gang, you better be having new friends, because Birdman, 5% of Stunner, blood, nobody's denying that. That's your new friend. That's your gang affiliation. Then Drizzy comes out with his second response, his actual first real response, if we want to call that, Draft Day, a song about Johnny Football. I don't know what man makes another song about another man, a young football player, dedicated to him or whatever. And in that, he has his response where he says, all hits, no misses. This ain't for the merry folk. Now, All hits, no misses. Everybody was talking about Breakfast Club. Is Drake going to come at him hard? Is he going to not respond, or is he going to go subliminal? Obviously, the route was subliminal. All hits, no misses. Cue play on words or whatever. But is the married folk bar supposed to be directed at Hov? He's supposed to be saying, "You're married. You're married to Beyonce. $500 million Beyonce. Everybody's wet dream as a kid, Beyonce." Is that a diss? Because he's been trying to wife up Riri for years now. And he's a bitch in the lyrics he sings. He's all about females in the lyrics he sings. No married folk. If Rihanna proposed to him, he would say yes in 2 seconds. So it's nonsense overall that he would even put that in the category. And the question, that you have coming up is what's going to happen now? What's going to continue? Now, I think the only thing, depending on what's going to continue or not, is if Hov takes that as a Beyonce line. If you say something about Queen Bee, obviously you are in a pile of hurt. And so that's it. When Hov heard that, if he heard that as married folk, him and Beyonce, it ain't gonna be one line at the beginning of a track with his own artist that's an incredible 5% of rap artist that he's gonna say a cute little Mrs. Drizzy. He was like, whole verse was crazy, but his diss was light. If he takes that as Beyonce, you said something about his wife, there's no question that's gonna be a full track. Takeover Part 2. This is Hov. Drake can't come at Hov lyrically. He can't come at him about money. Not that should even matter, because first of all, that's Drake's persona is the money. Can't come at Hov on money. Can't come at him on popularity. All his albums, all 11 of his albums are motherfucking platinum, went #1, all of them, Magna Carta. Can't say he's irrelevant. He's still out here putting out tracks. He's got his own record label. Can't come at him on any topic at all, especially lyricism. Drizzy looked up to the blueprint. You heard Reasonable Doubt probably when he was 4 years ago. We heard it for the first time. So my question is, Drake, if you want to pursue this beef, what are you going to do? Recently, they asked 50. 50 said, I think it's going to continue and it's going to be interesting. In my opinion, this is not going to continue. What this reminds me of is when Nelly and KRS-One got at it. Only difference is KRS-One is a legend to the streets, a legend to the underground and the art culture. Nelly was top charter. We're not going to deny Nelly's album, Country Grammar, even Sweat, all that bullshit. You can't deny that. He was hot and popular. He was selling out shows. KRS doesn't have that popularity. Now you're talking about Jay, a legend like KRS-One, maybe not the lyricist, the gospel of hip-hop type joint, but a legend who is still relevant. So to have any sort of response, ridiculous, couldn't happen. Drake, put your pajamas on, make a new record, a whole new album with a gold chalice. Don't talk about Hov. Don't talk about Beyonce, because you could get a whole camp of homies after you for that. Shut your fucking mouth. Keep it under.